I want to talk about why is it that people that you think will be there for you the most of the time is not. A lot of times people can't see the vision you have. They can't see what your focus is or your end goal is. All they see is here and now. If you're struggling, they say, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that. You can't do this, you can't do that. Never let anybody tell you what you can't do, because you can. Now, if you're trying to do something wrong, that's a different story. But if you're doing something right and positive and trying to reach a goal that will excel you in life in a great way, a positive way, don't let nobody stop you. You know, people are going to try to pull you down. They're going to try to distract you. I've always been the type of person that I don't follow the crowd. I don't feel like I need to do what everybody else is doing. Why? If everybody jump off the bridge, you're going to jump off it too? No, I follow my own path. I was always different growing up, you know, in school for several reasons, you know. But one thing I hear people say now is you always were your own person. You know, you didn't feel you needed to, you know, do everything everybody else was doing, you know, would do. You didn't care who talked about you. So this is the things I hear now that I'm an adult. But that's true. I didn't care who talked about me. Of course it hurts. I mean, I'm human, but I didn't let it stop me or change me into being something I didn't want to be. I've always been me. I've always felt like if the crowd go right, I'm gonna go left. If the crowd go left, I'm gonna go right. Why? Because the majority of people are gonna fall off somewhere. You know, they're gonna be, you know, everybody, you know, for instance, you know, in school, you know, it's peer pressure to smoke or peer pressure to do drugs. And when you follow that crowd or follow that path, there's going to be a number of them getting addicted to drugs or dying or going to jail or something. So I never felt like I needed to follow the crowd because I saw so many people fall off. So being me is what I do best. Jamila is who I am. You know, being myself like nobody else. Why would I want to be like anybody else? I'm me. God made me individual. He made me to be me. So even now as an adult, you know, I'm sure people talk about me or wonder, well, what is she doing and why is she doing that? Because I know my end goal and I know my focus, and I'm not going to give up until I get there. As Les Brown says, you got to be hungry, and when you're hungry, you don't let anything get in your way. Now it is tough now as you're on that path to where your goals are, what you want to focus on. See, I don't do New Year's resolutions. I do goals throughout the year, and I focus on how I will achieve those goals. And I try to achieve a certain amount within a certain amount of time. And if you don't follow through you know, in a timely manner, it's not going to always work out like that, you know. So you got to learn how to keep going, even when you have a block. You got to jump over the hurdle and get through it and keep going. But a lot of times the people you want to be there for you most aren't. A lot of times your family's not there. They're not going to believe in what you're doing until they see you do it, and then they're there. So you get the success or hit your goal or make their money or whatever it is, then they'll, oh, okay, I'm proud of you. But as you were going through it, they're not there. You know, they're talking about you, they're doubting you, you can't this, you're not going to do that, you're not going to be anything. I'll give you a couple of examples of people that I know when I listen to their story that people told them they couldn't be something. I think it was Tyrese Gibson said one of his teachers told him that he wasn't going to be anything. Look at him now. I mean, he's part of the Fast and the Furious franchise. He has his music out. Steve Harvey is another example. Michelle Obama, she's another example. She had a teacher, if you haven't read the book, spoiler alert, but I'm sure she talked about it other times as well. But she had a teacher that, you know, said she couldn't even go to college. You know, you're not going to, you know, so that made, when people told her she couldn't do it, it made her want to do it even more. It put something in her that sparked a flame, and she's an admired person, Michelle Obama. I mean, you know, but she was even amazing before she was first lady. So you got to read a book. I'll talk about that book in another video. But the amazing thing is, you gotta do it whether people say you can't or not. If you let people talk you out of what you want to do, then what are you going to do? You're going to be miserable. Okay? Sometimes it's going to take a long time to reach what you're trying to do, but you got to stick in there. You got to persevere. You got to be patient. You just got to hold on. You got to be hungry, as Les Brown says. So it doesn't matter if your family doesn't believe in you. Don't let that bother you. Your friends don't believe in you. Don't let that bother you. Because I can tell you one thing, a true friend will believe. They might not like it, but they will not stop you. They will encourage you instead. I have, some good true friends. Not many. I can definitely say I have definitely 3 true friends that I know believe in me. Even if they don't agree with what I do or how I do it, they believe in me. And they encourage me. And they want the best for me. So keep following what you want to do. Your dreams, your goal. Turn your dream into reality. Do not let it stay a dream. People are going to talk about you. They're going to try to pull you down. Stay on your path. You're going to have things get in your way. Get over that hurdle. Get back on your path until you make it. So hope I help someone. Please subscribe. Share this video. What do you do when people want to turn your image into a bad image when you're trying to do good? But I don't worry about it because I know who I am and I know what my goals are. Sometimes it bothers people because they don't know what you're doing or they don't know why you are the way you are. And they're confused that you're able to be at peace with yourself and not even acknowledge the craziness that's been said. So just wanted to say that, but I am who I am. Jamila is who I am. Just me. Being me is all I'm going to be. Jamila is who I am. I got a poem called Jamila is who I am. I've always been different, never followed the crowd, never wanted to follow the crowd. People talked about me, that's okay. People want to talk about you regardless of what you do, good, bad, whatever, they're going to talk about you. So as long as I know I'm doing right and the best I can do, I'm going to keep focusing on the big picture because I know my end goal and what my dreams and goals are. Because you don't have to share it with everybody. Matter of fact, it's better that you don't because most people won't believe in you like you're going to believe in you. So just keep believing in yourself. Be you. Just wanted to kind of share that. I'll go more into it when I have more time. There's a lot of people going through a lot right now. There's a lot of people having things coming from every way, up, down, side, left, right, and they having to handle so much at one time. I know people who have lost loved ones, people who have lost jobs, people who, are fighting to try to stay in a home. There's just so much going on, So sometimes people, they don't know what to do. They don't know how to handle it. The stress is getting to them, and you're doing all you can do. All you can do. You're working hard as you can work. You're trying as hard as you can try, and nothing works out. I've been there. So the only thing I can tell you to do is exactly what I do. All I can do is pray and just have faith God guide me through it because I don't know. And you get tired and it's like, gosh, I'm tired. I'm trying to make it through. I'm doing everything. I'm doing all the right things and everything keep going wrong. But then I look at it as I am going through something. But I'm thankful in the midst of it because it could be worse. And people are going through worse. I'm in a better place than I was a year ago. So it's a lot to be thankful for. I'm thankful because I get to live and see another day. So a lot of people did not wake up to see another day. I'm thankful for my family, my kids. I can walk. It's people that can't walk. People that can't talk. It's people that have all kinds of things wrong, but I'm blessed and I can do all those things. So I know as long as I live to see another day, that's a day that I can, make things better, make things brighter. But all I can say is we gotta hang in there because it's what I'm seeing now is crazy. Homeless population growing to ridiculous numbers, and it's hard to get help. It's hard to find jobs, for some people. Some people having a hard time to find a place to live. Some people are sick. Some people have lost loved ones, and some people are dealing with all of that at one time, two, three things at one time. It's just an overload of things. Um, so, I mean, what do we do? When that happens, I mean, what I do is I have to, one, like I said, pray. And I have to just believe that as I go through this storm, then on the other side, it's going to be okay. I'm going to get the blessings that God has for me because it's something, when you go through a lot, you just keep doing the right thing. I have to encourage myself through. So just wanted to say, don't give up. It's going to get frustrating. We all human. So we go through things. We're going to get frustrated. We're going to want to give up. Just don't, have a bigger reason to keep moving forward. It's like no matter how you try, if it doesn't work out, it eventually will. Just don't give up. Just keep trying. And as I'm talking to you, I'm actually talking to myself. And this is how I get through it. Sometimes I look back at what I've been through and I don't know how I got through other than God giving me the strength and family and friends being there for me. I've lost a child. And when I was in my 20s, I lost my baby. She died. And that's a pain that I can't even begin to try to explain. I don't even know how to put it in words. I just know a part of me died when she died. So I'm seeing so many parents losing children, young and old. And it doesn't matter the age of your child. You don't supposed to bury your child. So it's one of the things I'm seeing a lot of people going through, losing jobs, not having a place to stay, and being sick, and dealing with so many, many things. I'm just looking like, wow. So it's been rough. There's a lot going on. I'm seeing, it's just crazy. I mean, sometimes I don't even have words because I'm like, man, when I left high school, I couldn't have imagined it being this crazy. The machines taking over jobs, and you go in the store and there's no cashiers or self checkout. So we're paying to check ourselves out. Doesn't make sense. The automation of everything in the school system and you name it is crazy. How to get a place to live is a whole different ball game. It's algorithms and automated systems making the decision. There's no human decision. So it makes it difficult for everybody when things are this way. So I just wanted to talk about it because I'm sure somebody can relate to all the situations I know that people are going through, including myself. I want to talk about some things we all have been wondering. I mean, inflation is shooting through the roof. Things are going up in a way that is too fast. I mean, everything is just, then they're saying there's a shortage. So honestly, I don't believe there's a shortage in everything they're saying there's a shortage in. I believe that a small percentage of it is actually a shortage. And I believe that the rest is just them saying there's a shortage as a reason to take the prices up. So what do we do? I mean, when things keep going up, for one, I'm a very frugal person. I watch how I spend my money. I watch what I spend it on. I try to support small businesses. I try to support Black businesses. But I don't go buying things just because I want to look like I have the world. When you look at it, the wealthiest people don't always bling bling or have this and have that. They don't overdo it. They have nice things, but they don't feel they have to have nice things to impress somebody. A lot of people that got all this stuff really is not, they don't have as much money as they appear to have. So why would I try to keep up with them? Why would I try to prove to them what I have by buying material things that's making other people rich? Wealthy people get wealthy because they watch how they spend their money and they learn how to take their money and grow their money instead of, freely spending their money on this and that doesn't even make any sense. In school, when I was growing up, we weren't taught financial literacy, and even now is in some schools, but it is not accurate. My son had it, and it was like very outdated information. Didn't make sense. So what do we do when pay goes up? But then when pay goes up, everything goes up. Rent goes up. The cost of houses go up. The cost of food goes up. The cost of gas goes up. The cost of everything, the bills, everything goes up. I don't know. It's just one of those things that it doesn't make sense. So I want to put myself in a position to where I can gain wealth by educating myself on how to grow my money. Now, I budget and I manage money, but I want to learn what the wealthy know. So I've educated myself and I've learned quite a bit. I am an insurance agent, so I teach people about the cash value life insurance policies. I teach people about the IULs and the ULs, which means universal life insurance policies and index universal life insurance policies. So with those type of policies, because if I'll get into it in another video how the banks even use life insurance policies to grow the money as well, or the cash value life insurance policies. But I just wanted to say everybody's going through something right now. I mean, those regular folks, those who are wealthy, they don't have money issues. They may have other problems, but it's not a money problem. But a lot of us that are regular people are trying to figure out how to make it during these hard times, how to stretch our money, how to make sense of this all. One thing I don't understand is how when people get a lump sum of money, say for instance, when the government gave the checks out, a lot of people just went spending, buying unnecessary stuff instead of putting it towards the bills and saving it for hard times or doing something they needed to do. A lot of them just went on a spending spree. Or another example is when people get their tax refund, which is your own money back that the government borrowed. They buy all kinds of stuff, cars and this and that. But to me, it makes sense to get that money throughout the year to help you with the bills throughout the months. But people didn't like that when that was put in place last year. It was awesome to have that extra money every month. It just made sense. But, and I'm talking about the child tax credit, where people could get it during the year. But as far as the money that we get refunded, it's just your money that the government has borrowed and you are getting that money back. That's not anything the government is giving you, even though we do have credits that we can get additional money back. But I don't understand how people just take it and just spend it so fast. Me personally, if I had behind bills, I would catch up on the bills. I would save it. I would buy what I needed versus what I want. Of course, you want to buy something nice, but I just see people just spending. I don't get it. And as a Black person, Black people are the biggest spenders. Black people spend more money on things. So if we all got together as Black people and stopped spending money, it will hurt the economy really bad. Really, really bad. Because Black people are the biggest consumers of products. We buy a lot of products. So me personally, I don't have to have name brand stuff. If I do, I don't want to spend a lot of money. I do wear FUBU sneakers, but I'm not into all the different labels and brands and all of this. Because we didn't grow up having a lot of name brand stuff. We had clothes. So I'm not going to pay $200 for a pair of sneakers. That just doesn't make any sense. So, I'm just wondering, how people are thinking during this economy with the inflation. How are they going to stop spending unnecessary money and start applying the money to bills, applying the money to catching up on things, or saving money for hard times, or investing money so it can grow? So, I had a conversation with my dad about the lottery, and the lottery is over 1.6 billion, I think over 2 billion, almost $2 billion. And he asked if I wanted, he said, money changed people. I said, it wouldn't change me, because what I would do, one of the things I would do, yes, I would buy a house and I would take care of my parents and people who, helped me out through the years. But one of the things I would do is put it in a cash value life insurance policy to grow that money. I would invest into other things to grow that money. That's what I would do. But a lot of people go through millions of dollars really fast. Doesn't make any sense.
My message to you today is, to all of your family and friends that you love, that you care about, that means so much to you, please let them know that you love them while they're living, while they're here. Every moment you get a chance, let them know how much they mean to you, how much you love them. Why? Because, it's too late if they're not here anymore to try to let them know what you feel and how much they mean to you. It's agreement. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're not getting along, if you don't always agree. It doesn't matter. What matters is letting the person know how much you love them. Everybody's going to have times where you don't get along, or where you don't agree, or you get mad at somebody you love. That's okay. That's normal. You're human. But you should never, ever, ever let it stop you from telling that person, I love you, or from talking to that person from day to day, or you don't have to talk to them every day. That's not what I'm saying. But you shouldn't be mad enough where you don't talk to them, and you have nothing to do with them, because deep inside that you still love them. But if something happens and you never get that moment to make up and say, I love you, I care about you, I know we don't always agree, but I love you, you mean a lot to me, then that person will never know. And that's something you'll have to live with the rest of your life if you never get that chance to tell that person that. So when it all comes down to it, the most important thing is letting the person know you love them. Forget all the crazy, silly stuff, the drama, because it's just stupid. It's dumb. It makes no sense to me. I don't understand it. I guess because I'm such a loving, caring person, I don't think it's anything that should come between, especially family, or a friend you care about, or whatever. Bottom line is this: when a person is gone, you don't get a chance to tell them I love you again. You don't get a chance to say you mean so much to me, or I'm sorry, or I didn't mean that, or could you forgive me? See, because they're gone. You don't get that chance. So whoever you may not be in agreement with, or whoever you may be angry with and haven't spoken with, or even if you are getting along with the person and have no disputes, and just haven't talked to that person in a while to say, hey, I love you. Even if you can't talk to them now with technology, you can email them and text them. Let them know how much you care, how much they mean to you, because when they're gone, it doesn't matter, because they won't know. And then you'll be all sad and crying and, oh, no. Let them know why they're here. So many people leave this world without knowing how much they meant to people, or people, not even knowing that people love them. Okay? On another note, you let so many people leave this world without saying I love you, without saying you mean so much to me, and how much they may have helped you, or whatever. Even if they made you angry or hurt you in some way, you need to clear that up while they're living. Doesn't matter when they're not living anymore. But the main thing is, let people know how much you love them. I repeat that because to me that's a very important message. So many people go around angry and hurt, or ignoring people, or it's just crazy nonsense. I have on a shirt that says love. Um, love. Love is powerful. You know, I'm all about love, and positive, and encouraging. I'm not about breaking down. I'm not about uh, you know, hate and stuff like that. I'm about love. I'm about encouragement. I'm about hope, peace, happiness. But the message, like I said, go call up some loved ones and say, hey, I love you. I just wanted you to know that. I love you, and you mean so much to me. I always want you to know I love you. So that was very important for me to let you know. Especially after the crazy stuff that is happening, you know, to all of my friends and family, my kids, my mom, my dad, my brothers, my sisters, aunts, uncles, all of my close best friends that's like family. I love you guys so much. You mean so much to me. I want you to know that while you're living, how much you mean to me.
Me, myself, and I set goals throughout the year. And what I do at the end of the year, I see how many of the goals that I did get out the way. I mean, last year I did great. No, I did not get all the goals accomplished, but I did awesome because most of them I did accomplish. So I think it's important to set goals for various reasons. It helps you stay on point to what you want life to be about. A lot of people procrastinate before you know it. A year, 5 years, 10 years has passed, and you haven't even started on the goal that you wanted. Life is short. Stop procrastinating on, I'm going to do this, but you never attempt to start on the path to get it done. I know people who they'll procrastinate, and a year later, they're still going to do it. Oh, I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to do it tomorrow. Tomorrow needs to be now. Now, if you're working towards, or, you may not can do it right now, but as long as you are not letting out of your sight, don't keep saying, I'm going to do it. And a year later, you never got it done. I really don't do resolutions because to me, most people make resolutions and it's temporary. I do goals throughout the year. And last year, I'm proud of myself. I got a lot of my goals accomplished. However, there are some that I did not get to fulfill. So that's on my goal list. It's not that I wasn't working towards it, because I was. It's just that as you set goals, sometimes things will get in your way. But as long as you stay focused and know that it's still a goal and never take your eye off of that and continue to work towards it, it's okay. Just keep going because you will eventually get there. But I want to say create goals, not temporary resolutions. Goals, realistic goals, not goals that you know you're never going to pay attention to. Do not procrastinate. Procrastination is a bad habit that a lot of people have. Don't let fear stop you, because sometimes fear can get in the way and take control. But you have to face fear head on. Do not let what you think, the negative that may, you set a goal, but you're afraid you're going to fail. Well, one thing about it, anybody who succeeded has failed at some point. Do not let people distract you. Remove the distractions. Stay focused on your goal. Guess what? I am super excited. I have my children's book coming out. It is called I Am: Positive, Inspirational, Motivational Affirmations for Me. Children need to start at an early age. Daily affirmations, positive, inspirational, knowing that they are and they can be the best. And nothing is impossible if they put their mind to it. I think as kids, the kids are kind of looked over for daily motivation, and I think there's a lot of self-help and motivational stuff for adults, but not enough for kids. So what I wanted to do is create something that children can start with at a young, early age, saying, I am beautiful. I am amazing. I am talented. I am. And there will be more, because I feel like if you instill this in them in an early age, you can do amazing things. Kids go through so much more now than I can ever imagine. And, it was tough. And when I was growing up, I went through some things that I will share in another book later. But kids now deal with so much. And social media, most of the time, just add to that pressure. So please spread the word about my book. I appreciate you. And make sure you continue to follow me, subscribe, and spread the word. Have a great day. Everybody has challenges. Everybody has those times that in Murphy's Law, I don't know if you know Murphy, but that gotta go. When everything goes wrong out of your control, everything that can and will go wrong will go wrong. You just have to believe in better days. Don't give up. I wanted to just say a few words of inspiration that may help someone. I may, want to go into a little bit about why I do what I do. One thing I know that my gift is encouragement, and I love to help people smile. Sometimes just smiling just makes you feel a whole lot better. I'm actually known for my smile, so when I'm not smiling, people know something's wrong. Anyway, for those of you who may be going through something right now, just hang in there. I know I've been through so much in my life. It's made me a stronger person, but sometimes even I feel like I can't come out of the struggle. The challenge is too strong for me, but I just have to keep believing and keep smiling and keep praying. If you focus on a goal or focus on where you want to be, don't lose sight of that, because it's easy during the struggle to lose sight of where you want to be or think it can't happen. But I have learned the harder the struggle, the bigger the blessing. In other words, when you go through so much and you're like, oh man, why am I going through this? There's always a reason. Just know that. I have a poem called The Blessing is in the Storm. And what that poem is about is, if you can get through the storm, no matter how big the storm is, your blessings are on the other side. And the bigger the storm, most likely bigger the blessing. You just got to hang in there. If you hang in there and you do everything you can to come out, don't give up, because it's going to get so hard you're going to want to give up. You just got to keep praying. You got to keep believing. You got to keep struggling. You got to keep trying to jump over every hurdle that comes at you. Sometimes you may even fall, but when you fall, get back up. Even if you got to crawl back up, get back up. And from experience, I know eventually you will come out of that storm. Eventually everything will start falling in place. And all I can say otherwise is just be thankful for every little step of progress that you make through your struggle, through your storm, or whatever you want to call it. Hope I help somebody. I have more quotes to come. I have a lot of other things to come, like books and other things. So just, kind of follow my page and watch what I'm doing. I just like to be of encouragement, inspiration to people. I've been through a lot and I'm still standing. Sometimes I wonder why. Sometimes I wonder how I'm still standing, but I know how. I have more strength than I realize sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't seem like I can get through it. A lot of people have no idea when I'm going through something, because I am me. I'm smiling, I'm encouraging, I'm most of the time bubbly and, laughing and joking and, just trying to make sure other people stay in good spirits. But those who really know me, they can tell when something's wrong a little bit, and sometimes they can't, because to keep me going, I also make sure I, be in a mindset and a frame not to let it get me down. Now, it gets heavy sometimes, and I try not to let it show when it gets heavy. But the amazing thing is, I have some really amazing friends, and they came together and, they put their, not just their stance as my friend be enough. They came to the rescue. They know me. I don't want to accept any help or anything, but they kind of made me. They like, no. The words of encouragement are words that I usually tell other people. And to have someone encourage me and make sure that the words that I sometimes tell other people, I actually hear as well. Because when things get hard and you're doing all you can and things still go wrong and you're still standing and you're doing all you can, and then it's just too much. Sometimes it's just too much to handle. It's hard to keep going, but I managed to keep going. even when I don't feel I can. So, doing a little bit of rambling, but I wanted to kind of, kind of give you an insight on what I've been dealing with. How do you smile in the midst of it all? First of all, you smile because you're still living. Each day that you live, it should be a reason to smile. A lot of people are, and I'm trying to keep my hair neat, so laugh if you want to. That's what this video is about, how to smile and laugh in the midst of it all. A lot of people got to spend more time at home with their spouse and kids, and they're like, I want to do this. They're gonna drive me crazy. Well, first of all, you just spoke that into existence. Oh, they're gonna drive me crazy. Well, how you know that you're not gonna have a good time and enjoy spending that time with them if you don't give it a chance? You gotta be, really creative. I've been homeschooling for a very long time, and I do work from home. Everything I do, I can work from home or anywhere I want to be. So it's nothing really changed a lot for us. It's a lot with the homeschool schedule that changes. It's kind of funny because homeschool is closed, and it really is not, because they can still do assignments. They just don't have due dates. It's kind of funny how that works. Anyway, how to smile in the midst of it all. You have to be optimistic. You have to educate yourself, know what's going on. Spending time with your kids. Think about how much time you haven't spent with your kids. How many times you said, oh man, I don't have time to do this. I don't have time to do that. Now, if you're at home and you're not able to work, you got a lot of time. So you could, do things individually. You could do things together. You don't have to be all in the same space at the same time all the time. Just find things to do that is creative, so productive. I mean, I like to read. My kids like to read. They like video games. So even before all of this, they were like, Mom, we want to show you how to play this. Well, long story short, I have no idea what I was doing at all, but I did play with them because they wanted me to do that. We like to play board games like Scrabble and, whatever you have, Uno, Scrabble, the game of life, Monopoly. A lot of people don't even play those because of video games, and then kids don't get outside. Well, when it's nice, you can get outside. You can still do normal things. Talk to each other. Sometimes you don't even know each other and you live in the same house. The kids may be scared about this coronavirus. Talk to them about it. See how they feel about it. See how they feel about not being in regular school. How do they feel about, so you have to engage yourself to, get through this. I mean, one thing that's good to do to get a smile on your face, a reason to smile in the midst of it all. Start talking about funny times, good times. I mean, I do that a lot anyway because my kids are older, and I'm like, man, what did the time go? I look at a picture and I'm like, wow, that was a long time ago, but it doesn't seem like this time went so fast. So you want to cherish that time, enjoy that time now. Don't complain about, oh, I got to be in the house with them all the time. First of all, you putting that in the air that is not going to go good. You want to be like, oh yeah, I get to spend time with my kids. We get to do this, we get to do that. There's movies, there's TV, but other than that, there's also books, there's also games, there's also crafts. My youngest son, even though he's a teenager, he loves to create stuff. He kind of got that from me. I like to, do creative stuff. Those of you who know me know that I used to draw and paint, and then now I create things with my graphic design and web design business as well. So get very creative. I mean, we were doing something with popsicle sticks a couple of years ago. I could only help him with like a little jewelry box, so I don't know how to do the house and stuff. So we may try that and challenge ourselves and watch a video, figure out how to do it. But figure out a way to smile in the midst of it all. Watch something funny, or sit around and talk about funny situations. Like it's just things that we talk about, and we go back. We talk about the first time we went to Disney and the experience. We talk about just things they did when they were a kid. Like my youngest son, he used to do little sneaky things to get the other kids in trouble, and I didn't know it until I caught him in the act. And it's just funny because he don't remember. How do you smile in the midst of it all? You stay optimistic. This is not a death sentence for everyone. Most people won't even know they have it. People are spreading it rapidly because they don't know they have it. They have no symptoms. Educate yourself. Stop believing all of this craziness that's out there. It's so much craziness. I get so many, and it's funny. I laugh at that. I laugh at the fact that people, they have enough time to put this stuff out, and people are believing it and panicking. Even our leadership, people dying has never died before, which we know that that's a saying that we've heard before. I've heard Don B. Welch say it, and I think I've heard it on Tyler Perry stuff. So, you know, anyway, just wanted to say that find a reason to smile in the midst of it all. First and foremost, you're living, you're still here, you have your family. I know people that have lost people in the past few days, not from COVID-19, but just they died, because they were going to die. And I know people that lost people last year. So don't say, oh, I got to spend all this time. Well, you're going to be happy to spend that time. Or you're going to wish you could spend that time, is what I meant to say, when that person is gone or if something happens to that person. Be thankful that you're here. I thank God every day that I have life. Because I've seen so many my age or younger just die, just recently just die. So cherish every moment. Enjoy life, no matter how tough it is. It's tough for a lot of people right now. And just to wake up, be thankful, even through it all, even through the crazy times that we're going through right now, even through the struggles and the madness. Because if you live to see another day, guess what? Eventually, you're not going to be going through that again. Be thankful for what you have. Be thankful for each day. I know it's crazy, but being thankful and grateful will help you get through it a lot better. Pick up the phone, tell somebody you love them today. Send a text if you can't get them by phone. Email something. Let somebody know you care. Because this thing is, there's so many people that hold grudges or be mad and won't talk to people for so many years. Life is too short for that. Okay? Enjoy every moment. Enjoy life, even in the most stressful moments. Hope I brighten somebody's day.
Jamila is who I am, just being myself like no one else. And even though people may criticize, it comes as no surprise because I've come to realize the importance of being me and being all I can be. That is part of a poem that I wrote many, many years ago called Jamila. I wrote it when I was in high school, and it's in my book that I self-published in 2003 called My Soul. It's a poetry book. And I'm republishing that book this year. I'm going to do an ebook, and that's going to only have the poems. Now, when I bring the book back, it's not just going to be poems in the actual book. It's going to be a book and the poems. The book is going to help a lot of people. So look for that soon. But I wanted to make this video real quick because the message is be who you are. Be yourself, love yourself, respect yourself, encourage yourself. And that way you can respect and encourage others. You shouldn't have to change who you are to fit in. And a lot of people do that. A lot of people do that. I never was that type of person, even in school. Through my early years, I never had to be part of the crowd or felt that I had to fit in. A lot of the people that, even teased me then have things good to say now, So it's amazing how just being yourself, you attract people in a lot of different ways. Just being myself, I encourage and help so many people. That's just part of what I do. So yeah, I'm proud of who I am. I'm not ashamed of who I am, My face is how God made it, So, hey. But the message is accept who you are. Be who you are. Be proud of who you are. And don't feel you have to do anything to please others. Because if you got to please others to fit in and change who you are to fit in, then those aren't the people for you. Because people who care about you and people that's meant to be a part of your life love you just the way you are. Just be positive and respect others, though. That's the only thing about it. Be who you are, but don't be disrespectful who you are or not respect other people. Alright, that's my message for today.
Most people don't know that you can report your rent. Not in all cases, but in a lot of cases, depending on who you're paying rent to. If you're paying it to a regular apartment complex, is a way that you can get it reported to your credit. So you can get credit for paying your rent on time. Our regular bills typically not reported as credit. Of course, you buy a car, you buy a house, you get a loan, that kind of stuff is reported to your credit automatically. Don't be late though, you know. Also, another secret I want to tell you about, if you are late on your credit card payment, and so as long as you pay it within those 30 days, it's not going to be reported as late. Now, you'll get a late fee, but it will not be reported as late. Now, once it's 30 days late, it will be reported as late. So if you can't pay it on time, but I'm gonna tell you a secret about how to do that. So say you have to pay a bill or you need to get gas. Pay your credit card bill and then pay everything else with the credit card after you pay your bill. So you get credit for paying your credit card bill, and then you can, once it posts, you can recycle that money to pay the bill that you need to pay. So, you know, these are little, you know, tricks to know. That way you can prevent from having a late credit card bill or a late bill. Just do it in time enough where you will get credit for all the payments that you're trying to make. So there are a lot of different ways to make sure that you keep your credit in line. You know, make sure the bills are paid. Like I said, anytime you have to be late on something, make sure you pay that within 30 days and it will not be reported as late. Hi, this is Jamila. In this video, I will be talking about life insurance for kids. Your children need life insurance too. We want them to live longer than we do, but it happens. Sometimes they don't. I lost my daughter. She was less than a month old when she passed away. So life insurance for children is just as important as life insurance for anybody else. Now, Gerber is not the only life insurance company provider for children. There are almost every company that provide life insurance also provide life insurance for children, as well as adults and people of all ages. You know, because they're young, they usually have no health conditions. Some kids do. Some kids have health issues that may take the rate up a little bit higher. But the average child will be okay and get very, very inexpensive insurance. I mean, it may be as cheap as $10. Now, it's just off the wall price. I would have to go in and look at the age and what the price is for the amount that you want for that age. But it's around, you know, 10, 15 bucks for a whole life policy for a kid. It could be 25,000, 50,000. So I would have to know the age and how much you want, and I can give you that. But either way, what I'm saying is this: the younger, the healthier, the least expensive the policy will be. So if you get it a whole life policy when they are a child, they can keep that policy throughout their whole life. And as long as you don't allow the premium, you know, you don't allow the policy to lapse, the premium will be the same. So say you get a policy and it is a whole life policy, $50,000, and it is only $15 a month. That's what they'll pay their entire life for that policy. So it's best to get it now. And when they're older and they're paying like 50, 60 bucks for, you know, a $15,000 policy versus, you know, being able to get a larger amount of coverage for a cheaper amount. And there are other advantages for getting it, you know, early as well. Like I say, you save a ton of money, and if something happens, you're protected, you're covered. You won't need it for your entire family, but I'm making this video especially to talk about life insurance for kids because for some reason people do not think kids need life insurance. And you never know. No one knows when we're going to leave here. At some point, we all will. And we, like I said earlier, we pray our children will outlive us. But I know from experience that doesn't always happen. So be prepared. If you do not contact me, contact somebody, get the information. If you contact me, I'm going to educate you on the different policies first so you can make a better decision of what is best for your child or you or whoever you want to talk about life insurance about. Hope you learned something. Until the next video, have a great day. Don't forget to subscribe and see you on the next video. initially I can remember just wanting it to be me, you know. But my oldest daughter is what got me through the pain, got me through um, the time that I needed. I mean, you know, I had to focus on her, being here for her, being okay for her. But it's one of those things that's is forever. It lasts with you. The pain doesn't go away. It gets easier to deal with. It gets easier to, you know, realize the reality of it. But, you know, I wouldn't want anybody to feel this kind of pain. Um, Certain days, you know, are harder than others, especially the day she was born, and the day she left me, and the day that I had to say goodbye. Um, but anyway, just wanted to make a quick video because for me, it helps me to say these words. And this is also part of why I eventually decided to become a person that want to educate people on the importance of life insurance because you never know. I mean, I lost my baby before she was a month old. So part of what I do is teach people about life insurance policies, why it's important to have them. So, you know, this video isn't about that, but just that's why I chose to do that. You know, it took me a while. It took me a while, and it's not easy to do because you're having to talk to people about the hardest subject to talk about, and that's leaving here when they were all going to leave here. But definitely, you don't want to lose a baby or a child, but it does happen. So, you know, I talk to people about getting insurance on their life insurance on their children as well. Okay, parents, let's talk about life insurance on your children. You know, they're young and we expect them to live a long time, but I had to bury my baby and she was less than a month old. She was 26 days old. So children do die. I know I have friends who have children who've died, young and old. I have people, I know their children died as an adult. I know people who lost their child as a child. Either way, please talk to your children about life insurance. If they're adults, please talk to them about getting life insurance on themselves, especially if they're adults with children. Just saying, you know, it's time for families to sit down and have serious financial talks. In this video, I want to talk about choosing beneficiaries. In choosing a beneficiary, number one, it has to be someone you trust and someone who is responsible. And you have to tell them that you have a policy. You know, what good is it to have a life insurance policy and nobody knows you have it? How many times have someone did a GoFundMe for somebody's funeral or burial and they had insurance that nobody knew about? You know, I run into so many people who choose a beneficiary but do not want to tell them that they have a policy. My suggestion is tell them you have a policy, that they're the beneficiary. You don't necessarily need to tell them how much. You can just, you know, just let them know, hey, I chose you as your I trust you to be the beneficiary. I chose you to be my beneficiary of my policy. It's with, you know, ABC company. If it comes to that time, just call that company, give them your name, and let them my name, your name, and let them know that you're the beneficiary. And you know that's so simple. But so many people would not tell the person who the company is, how much it is, and that they even have them as a beneficiary. Some people are beneficiaries don't even have a clue that they're a beneficiary. I mean, me personally, I try to get the people I know to let people know they have a beneficiary and who it is and what the company is. And the situations still, people don't know what company the person have insurance with. They know, okay, they say they got insurance, but I don't know what company, policy number or anything. I mean, really, you don't need the policy number. I mean, it'd be great, but at least know the name of the company, because as a beneficiary, your name is down and how you're related, or if you're a friend or whatever to that person. But most importantly, please choose someone you can trust. Please choose someone who's responsible. And most of all, tell them that they're the beneficiary of your policy. So sometimes people pay on the policy, and if no one knows they have it or who the company is, what use is it? You know, so choose your beneficiary wisely. Let them know you have a policy. Even if you don't want to tell them the amount, just say, hey, I have a policy with this company. I just got enough so you guys can take care of my burial. And if it's more, they'll be surprised. But please tell people that you have a policy. Tell the beneficiary at least. There's cases where you can choose contingent beneficiaries and all of that. I'll get into that information in another video. There are a lot of people with life insurance policies, and they have beneficiaries that have no clue they have the policies. Crazy, right? So my suggestion is this: if you have a beneficiary and you're afraid to tell them you have a policy, they shouldn't be the beneficiary. So you may want to think about changing it to somebody you can trust, somebody you don't think will kill you off for your life insurance policy. A lot of people have life insurance, but they have no idea what they have. Please, people, take the time to see what type of policy you have. If you have a term policy, do you know when the term is going to end? Do you know the price is going to go up to when it ends? Please check your policies. See what you're going to be paying when it renews. I've spoken to people that paying $80 now, but when the term ends, they're going to have $600 a month payment. So they're looking at their options to getting a permanent policy put in place. So if you already have a term, I suggest putting a permanent policy in place. You can keep that term, but you always want to make sure you have a permanent policy put in place, because what if you're not able to get a policy later at the price you can afford? You always got to think about this. Sometimes I have a client who wants to get insurance on their parents. They're around my age, their parents are older, may have gotten caught up in an expensive term and had to let it lapse, so their parent is not covered. So please take the time to make sure your older parents are covered with life insurance. Please take the time to sit down with them and see what their needs are, so you'll be prepared instead of struggling trying to figure out their final expenses. In this video, I'll talk about life insurance policies that do not require a medical examination. A lot of people, they want life insurance, they just don't want to go through the medical exam. So there are policies that we do not require medical exams for. They will ask medical questions. They will ask, are you on any prescriptions? They will do a medical background check as well as a prescription check. And that has to be done so that they can see how you qualify for the policy, what level you will be rated at as far as the policy is concerned. If you're going to be rated as preferred, or you're going to be rated as standard. So that's how that's determined, along with your age and if you smoke or not. But there are other policies that do not require medical examination as well. Most term policies do require medical examinations, others don't. There are policies where your medical, if you don't have any health issues or anything, you can pretty much go without a medical examination, just questions, and they do the prescription and medical record check. So check with, if you have an agent already. If not, you can contact me and I will go over the different type of policies that's available with no medical examination. On the next video, I'll go into guaranteed issue policies. Those are policies that there's no medical check, there's no medical examination, but that does cost a lot more. That type of policy is for a person that does have extreme medical issues and can't get a policy. So you would have to do guaranteed issue policy. It's a higher risk for the insurance company, so the rates will be a lot higher. All right, hope you learned something. Until next time, have a great day. Don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video.